So yesterday, the Philadelphia 76ers beat the Atlanta Hawks 104-99 to tie the series 3-3. So we have a game 7 that's going to take place on Sunday. And I believe Philadelphia will win it, just like I predicted they would win this game. And they did. A lot of people thought the Hawks were going to win. But it was Philly. And it was all connected to Martin Luther King Jr. We've all heard of him. He was an American Baptist minister and activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the American Civil Rights Movement. So he was born January the 15th, 1929. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia. And he was assassinated April the 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to show you in this mind-blowing video how this game was undeniably connected to this man. So the game was 19,433 days after MLK died. Okay? He died April the 4th, 1968. The game took place on June the 18th, 2021. 19,433 days between his death and the game. 19,433 is a 2,203rd prime, like 223. That is enormous. So that number is heavily connected to Philadelphia. Because Philadelphia, guys, equals 223. And just know that they currently have 223 playoff losses. Think they're going to stay on that? They're going to win game 7, the 2-2-3. It's 2-2-3 and 48 connect, which I'm about to get to. I also saw if the Hawks lost game 6, which they did, and Philly forced a game 7, that the Hawks would end the season 2023 away if they lose game 7, like 2-2-3, and stay on 48 wins. That's really, really important because 2-2-3 is the 48th prime. If Atlanta lose game 7, guys, they're going to stay on 48 season wins, and Philadelphia are going to stay on 223 playoff losses. Atlanta equals 48. So Atlanta Hawks might be ending the season with 48 wins. So game 6 was Embiid's 48th game on a Friday. You've got to look into the star stats. They're really important. Every team has a superstar. And he got his 32nd win on a Friday, and 32 is heavily connected with Atlanta Hawks because Atlanta Hawks equals 32 and Atlanta Hawks equals 131. And 131, guys, is the 32nd prime. And there was a lot of 32s in play. A lot of 32s in play, which I'll get to. But this is mind-blowing. So I've just discussed the 48 and 223 connection. Well, look at this. It was 4822 and 3 days since MLK was born, like 48, 223. Can you believe this? 48223. 223, the 48th prime, guys. This is when he was born, January the 15th, 1929. I've just shown you that. January the 15th, 1929, born in Atlanta. Born in Atlanta. And look at these. Look at these 32s. The Hawks dropped to 3-2 at home in the playoffs this season. Doc Rivers, 76ers coach, he stayed on 32 losses against the Hawks, guys. And it was 3 months and 2 days after Joel Embiid's birthday, the superstar for the 76ers. Guy who came second in the MVP race. Atlanta Hawks, 32. Philadelphia equals 61, a huge number, guys, connected with Philadelphia. And the game took place on the 18th day of the month. On the 18th day of the month, on 18-date numerology. So there's 18s all over the place. And just know that 61, 18th prime, and I've just shown you that Philadelphia equals 61, and they pick up the win on the 18th day of the month on 18-date numerology. Stuff's not by accident that I find. The game was 26 weeks exact before Pope Francis's birthday, the Jesuit Pope, who's highly connected to all these rituals. It's undeniable. When you do the work that I do, you see it every single day. And Philadelphia, equals 101. 101, the 26th prime. The game took place exactly 26 weeks before Pope Francis's upcoming birthday. Philadelphia coach Doc Rivers, he stayed on 93 playoff losses. Philadelphia 76ers equals 93. I think he's going to stay on that in this series. Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. His name equals 93. That made complete sense. That he's going to stay there if the whole ritual is about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King Jr. equals 114. It's why the Hawks stayed on 114 playoff wins at home. Atlanta, they got their 69th home loss in the playoffs. Atlanta equals 69. I don't think they're going to have another playoff game this season. I think they're done. I think Philly beat them in Game 7. The game was played on the 169th day of the year. The 169th day of the year. And look at this, 169. See that? Square root is 13. And the Hawks picked up their 13th home loss of the season, guys. And this was huge for me. I think this was magic. When I saw this, I was like, yes. Hawks coach Nate McMillan, he got his 40th playoff loss in the 400th game between the franchises. Next game will be the 401st. And he can get his 41st playoff loss in the 401st game between the franchises. How many times have I discussed 41 in the past year? So if Hawks lose Game 7, the coach McMillan, he's going to end the series with a playoff record of 24 wins and 41 losses. We know Kobe wore the number 24 jersey. Kobe born in Philadelphia. Kobe Bryant equals 41 and died at 41. And get this, guys. MLK gave his I Have a Dream speech on the 240th day of the year. Really? And Kobe Bryant played 240 months in the NBA, exact. Guys, you've got to see this. This is mind-blowing. This is incredible stuff that I'm doing here. 24 plus 41, like Nate's record, if the Hawks lose Game 7, if, equals 65. Philadelphia equals 65. This is insane. I've used all these four numbers, the main four numbers, and they're all perfectly sync. It's incredible. And I said this is going to a Game 7 for me. This was the decode before the game. Okay, June the 18th, 3:27. This was before the game. I also had the Clippers to beat the Jazz, and they did. They progressed to the Western Conference Final against the Suns. I'm working on the decode today. I'm very confident who I think is going to win that series. But originally, I'll be honest, well, you'll know from my videos, I was on the wrong side of the riddle in Game 5, but I always turn it around. I got on Philly, Game 6, I'll be getting on them in Game 7. The decode I've got for them to win Game 7 here. If you want to sign up and check this out, it's incredible for them to win that game on Sunday. Kobe died on a Sunday. It's all ritual, guys. And just know here that the 76ers finished with 104 points in this game. And if they win Game 7, they'll win the series 4-3. Like 43, and look at that, 43, the 14th prime. They give clues away in the scoreline. They really do. They give clues away in the scoreline. This is incredible. It's incredible, guys. This guy, Trae Young, massively connected to Kobe Bryant. Gianna Bryant's favorite player. Gianna Bryant equals 126. Trae Young equals 126. Kobe and Gianna died on January the 26th, 126. This guy was born on 126 date numerology. If you look at this guy, Trae Young is just a little rat, but they let him dominate. He just has all the numbers and all these connections to Kobe. Just let him dominate. but people just don't see it. He just walks to the basket and throws the ball up, and he comes out with 30 points, a lot, 30 plus points. Embiid, he had an average game, 22 points. But Philly won. And in the first half, they were terrible. But again, you got to look at the line, the odds. I was looking at this thinking, wait, Philly are getting destroyed here. And they've got a lot of the top players who might get fouled out, like Simmons and Embiid. But no, it meant nothing. This is incredible. This whole game was connected to this man. During this whole Black Lives Matter movement, I've won so much money finding the connections with Martin Luther King. I remember winning a ton of money on Golden State Warriors beating the Lakers because of this man. Age 39 as well when he died. Huge number. So guys, please share this. Honestly, please share this because this is incredible. It honestly is. Without having a big ego, this is incredible. And every day, the more I do this, the more I find, the better I get. So yeah, Philadelphia win in a massive Martin Luther King ritual against the Hawks.